Esme Cuckoo. Her name is Esme. Esme. Esme? Esme. All right, there we go. Now that we've got that out of the way. We also have Surge. It's a new season. Let's jump in. How's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Snap Academy. I'm Muse, and today it is the new X-Men. Young X-Men? New X-Men. It's an X-Men season, all right? We have a new X-Men, and our season pass card is here, as well as our newest card, Surge. So let's jump into the cards, jump into the deck, and talk about our findings. Starting with Esme Cuckoo. Esme Cuckoo. She is a 3/4 on reveal. Copy a card from your deck into your hand. Set its cost to 3 and power to 4. So for the questions that everyone has had, the 3 cost does not work with Surfer. Esme does because she's a generic 3 cost. But if you do have a card that you are copying with Esme, it will not work with Silver Surfer because that cares about its base cost. We got that out of the way. Up next, we have Surge. Surge is a 2/2 on reveal. Give the top card of your deck -1 cost and +1 power. After you play it, repeat this ability. So this card has had a whole lot of confusion since it was announced, and to clear up a few things, it does only happen once, unless you do play 2 Surges, which is possible if you play Esme. Then both sparks will go to the next card. If you do play it on like a Kitty Pride, that spark does not get re-triggered and re-triggered. It moves to the next card. So you got to think about that spark goes to one card and then moves to the next card and then moves to the next card. It does not kind of re-proc a few times, although Surge does need to be on the battlefield in order for that spark to move to the next card. So I think Surge is definitely the better of the 2 cards, which is kind of weird because Esme is the season pass card. I do think that she is generically good, kind of 3/4 draw card with a little bit of utility as well. And you'll see in this deck, I did get to use it for my benefit, including Surge and Luna Snow. So there's a lot of energy manipulation in this deck. And I think that this kind of finally brings my whole kind of Devil Dinosaur, Eson, Supreme Strange package I've been working on together and made it very viable. While we were on stream, we did go 10-5, or a 66.7% win rate with this deck after a few changes. Shang-Chi being the latest addition to the deck to kind of help round it out and have enough tech cards. It's super fun. So with that being said, let's jump into the deck tech, starting from the bottom to the top. All right. We're starting with Quinjet. This is kind of an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. deck. We are going to be doing Iron Patriot stuff. We're doing Agent Coulson stuff. We're doing Esme. She's grabbing things. But also, we do have a different package with the Victoria Hand and the Strange Supreme. You kind of want to do one or the other depending on the cards you get. Strange Supreme is going to eat up all those created cards and get all that power into one lane. And Victoria Hand is kind of your go wide option. So you're getting that +2 power across more cards as opposed to just all. You're getting that +2 power to more lanes as opposed to just kind of pushing everything into that Strange Supreme lane. So I like that to have those 2 different options. Surge is kind of a powerhouse in this deck, being able to get that Devil Dinosaur down on turn 4, being able to get that Eson down on turn 5, maybe even sooner if you have a Luna Snow down as well, so you can get the Strange Supreme Eson package really rolling. With that, the Strange Supreme goes down, and then Eson goes down, pulls a created card out of your hand, and then the Strange Supreme eats it next turn. Because both of those are an end of turn ability, the Eson needs to, I believe, be played on the far left to get procced first to pull down the card, and then Strange Supreme either mid or right, or just more right than the Eson in order to get that full engine going. Agent Coulson, he's making cards in our hands, and we are going to be playing them cheaper with our Quinjet. And that just works sometimes. So I did have a cool play on stream where I got to drop in a Surge, and then the Coulson made a Blink, and then the Blink did the Surge, and then the Surge came out, it was a Shang-Chi, and then just won the lane, and it was absolutely awesome. So you cannot underestimate the viability of the Agent Coulson and having that Quinjet down at the same time. Esme, I like her in the deck as she is creating a card and she's getting us that Devil Dinos for cheap. So we have the same amount of power in the Devil Dino, but we're playing it for 3, which is absolutely bonkers. You want to make sure that if you are playing the Devil Dino with the Esme, you don't play Strange Supreme, as the Strange Supreme will eat that Devil Dino, and the Strange Supreme does not get the ongoing effects of things. So Devil Dino, if you do hit with the Esme, is more of the Victoria hand side of everything. And then, like I said, the Eson is going to be pulling things down. We know what Iron Patriot does. He's a powerhouse. He's still one of the best cards in the game, but it's creating that card that you can pull down later with Eson, or drop early if you do win the lane and get eaten up by the Strange Supreme or buffed by Victoria Hand. We're kind of at a tipping point in Marvel Snap where we're getting kind of multiple copies of cards in different ways so that we can really focus down on what we want to do. This deck was really fun to play on stream, and I think that it might maybe not be a top tier like S tier, but I think it's kind of playing on that A and B side of things in just a sheer points option, and then also having that Shang-Chi as well as that Negasonic for a little bit of control at the end of the game. If you pull a Shang-Chi for 3, you get to do a Shang-Chi plus an extra power as well as a Negasonic on the last turn. Granted, you don't need to win anything else. This deck does put out a lot of power very quickly, starting on turn about 3. So before we jump into the pilots, make sure you follow us on Twitch and YouTube, as we do play these decks live on stream every Tuesday on the reset. Yeah, sorry, a little jarring. Post-edit, I needed to shave. And every Tuesday, we are doing our own community battles in a Rubik's Cube draft. It is something that us in the community and Discord, follow along below if you want to join that, all kind of got together to make a new game type. So what we're doing is we're building our little kind of our own snap packs, having 5 cards in those, very synergistic, like a Scream pack, an Ultron pack, just kind of different packs throughout the metas of years past. And running a wheel, you get 2 of those packs and then a pack of tech cards. Super fun. Hope to see you there. If you do beat me, you can use those prizes to get in on our raffles. So if you haven't seen our Eson video, it's probably because it did very poorly, because I absolutely hated the card when it came out. I do think that Surge really helps bring it kind of into its own, and help out a lot. So let's actually go, I think I do want to do Victoria Hand here, because that is going to create a card for us. And then we do just kind of get some free real estate here. They are playing Athena deck, which means they're probably playing it with the Surge. We did do that online as well. I did like it, but it definitely... Okay, well, this is kind of crazy. All kinds of energy here. Wasn't quite as strong as I wanted. It can't really keep up completely with the meta, but I do think that it had some legs. I just didn't quite figure it out on my own. I did end up running this deck more and just absolutely falling in love. Yeah, they're playing the Agent Venom stuff. They did the Bast. Okay, so they got a pretty good start here. I think what I'm going to want to do is maybe actually drop our Eson and then grab another Jin, and then we'll actually grab the Jin. That way it gets out of our hands. It won't do the proc, but we do get the bonus power there, and I'll probably do the Agent Coulson right after that. Sandra Nova, not terrible. I can definitely outscale that Athena over here, whether I do, probably just do the Agent Coulson here next. I'm not trying to necessarily beat mid, so I think I'm going to try to go for right here. So I'm going to play the Agent Coulson. Oh, it did drop the Negasonic. That's actually pretty epic. I forgot about that. So this gives me some options here. We're going to keep the Shang-Chi, do here into our Devil Dino, and then drop our Jin, which will give us even more energy next turn. Hopefully the Eson grabs something from the Agent Coulson and not the Jin. The Proxima Midnight's good. MODOK doesn't actually suck because we do have the Nowhere down over there. going to snap here. I think we're in a good spot. Even with that. Cool, we grab the Modok, and we are good to go. I don't necessarily have anything else. They might have a Shang-Chi, right? But Strange Supreme could actually be kind of cool here. Do the Strange Supreme plus the Proxima. That's probably the best bet. Or even just another Negasonic. Just for power, because the Proxima is going to eat up. The Strange Supreme could eat something. Actually, you know what? I want to flip this. I don't think I want to do Strange Supreme here. And then the Proxima Midnight right for the most power. I think that's what I want to do. A whole lot of power on the board. Strange Supreme hopefully eats one of the middle Jins to help boost up left. Maybe not the Proxima Midnight, but for sure hopefully eats one of the Jins. We have a 75% chance of the Strange eating one of those Jins. No Sage, not a bad Sage. Did eat left, and I think that we are not good to go. Oh wait, yeah we are. No we're not. Yes we are. No we're not. We lost by 2? I needed the Strange Supreme to eat a Jin that was middle. Unfortunate, but I mean the deck did its thing. Theirs just kind of went off hard as well. The Strange randomness just kind of sucked there. Okay, so we do get to start with the Quinjet, which is really nice. And I think I'm going to try to get the Quinjet into Castle Blackstone. They did one as well. Azrael, probably a bot, dropping the America Chavez #1. So I'm probably just going to follow it up with an Iron Patriot here. That's kind of nasty. I think I am going to drop the Iron. No, maybe not. Yes, I am. I'm going to drop Iron Patriot. And then I'll do Esme into Tarnax. And then we can start eating it with the Strange Supreme. So I'll do Strange Supreme left. Big old Colleen Wing. Into the Swarm. So this might not actually be a bot. Get a Thanos? Okay. So I'm probably... Do I want to win there? Maybe, kind of. Oh, we do have the Surge. Oh, the Surge is actually really good. I've got way too many options here. All right, we're going to go Esme first, and then we'll do Strange Supreme into Surge, and then start winning left. I think that's what I want to do here. Dracula, that was dumb. Okay, this is definitely a bot. And we do get a Victoria hand down as well. So this is absolutely killer here. So I'm going to do Strange Supreme into Surge to start working on Mojo World and hopefully start sparking off. And power? Yes, nice. So we did get the more power, which is super nice. Shang-Chi is the one card I really don't want to hit right now. So I'm going to go like Negasonic into... Oh, man. Let's go... This just eats. So that helps guarantee, but I might do... Yeah, we're going to go a little bit crazier. We'll do here into Coulson. That way we are winning right. And then maybe we'll have enough energy to do something good. Don't get to eat anything else, unfortunately. But we do have Prio, maybe? No, we don't get Prio. Unfortunately. Mr. Negative? Oh, wait, that did eat something. What was that? Okay, so we're good left. Oh, that was a Victoria hand. Okay. So then we got... I think I don't necessarily want to play anything else. So we'll go here, which will blow up something. And then that should win us right because we have priority. We're going to win with the Mojo World. The Negasonic just clears. And for 8 cubes... Perfect. 8 cuber. Blew up whatever they needed and killed it. So GG there. Lots of versatility. We had a whole lot of options. Okay, so we do have the Strange into Esme. Devil Dino into Onslaught Citadel can be super nice. Hopefully we get like a Agent Coulson or something with Esme. Azrael again. I think that's a bot. We're gonna snap. Don't necessarily want to Gamma Lab here, but I think I would actually rather Victoria Hand with this, just because we are getting kind of all this card draw here. And then we can swap Esme into another card. Yeah, we'll swap Esme into a Hulk here. Doesn't get the buff, unfortunately, but our next card will, which is an Agent Coulson. And I think I'd actually rather drop the Eson now. Thank you for the wave. I appreciate it. Wave is definitely a consideration for the deck. And we'll go Eson right. That way these cards start getting kind of built up. And now that we kind of have our engine as well, I'm thinking that I might start stranging. Quinjet here is nice. That's terrible. So let's go with let's just do this. Just to get ourselves some more power down. And then the Eson can grab the Black Bolt. So yeah, I'll probably just win middle and right. That's fine. It blocks out our right, but that's okay. Fortunately, we did not get our Surge, but we did get our Esme, which is nice. Yeah, we'll go Black Bolts, and then just Strange Supreme, and maybe we grab a Hulk. And it can... yeah, we definitely had that one. They had no chance. So we get to start with Quinjet again into Strange Supreme. I'm definitely going to go for Sakaar Grand Prix here, because I do want that extra energy to maybe get down our Eson on turn 5 and get some cool things going. Agent 13, not bad. On 2, we're going to go Strange Supreme. Yeah, Thunderbolt's Tower, definitely don't want to go into that. Into Esme is nice because that's going to keep everything kind of clear for us as we pull our next card. Hopefully we get that kind of sucks. So do I Surge here? No, I do want the Strange Supreme. Unfortunately, what's funny is on stream I was actually playing the Surge more, but right now because I want that Sakaar Grand Prix, I'm going to play into the Esme. Herd Beast. What's this deck? Luna Snow is actually kind of good here, because that gives us 2 things to eat possibly. Yeah, so I think let's actually go here. I don't have priority, so we're not going to do that. I don't think I get the energy, so I'm going to play right and then Surge. So there is a chance, but probably not high of getting that max energy. Did I actually get it? I think I did. So that gives me 2 max energy plus the Surge. Okay, we're snapping on that for sure. And it did eat the Luna copy, which is super awesome. Unfortunately, it did hit over here. So I'm going to Devil Dino. Then we can Shang-Chi Agent Coulson, depending on what they play here. So we do have that extra energy. The Surge wasn't terrible. I mean, I guess it kind of was. It gives us 1 more power on the Shang-Chi, but Shang-Chi is by far the worst hit. Okay, so I've got Prio. So I get to do... Okay, so Shang-Chi means nothing. We're going to go here into here, boost that up, and hopefully win. They have Shang, they probably win. Weird, but okay. I get where the... Okay, that had to be a bot. But, I mean, the deck did its thing. We had good power, 8 cubers. I'll take it. We do have a decent start here. I really like to use the Esme to grab the Devil Dino. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten to do that this round. But going with the Victoria hand and the Agent Coulson, we're probably going to play more towards the Vicky hand side of things. Although we do also have our Strange Supreme, I think I want to do the Victoria hand stuff this time. And then go probably right into Esme, maybe be able to grab our Eson. No matter what we grab, I just honestly like drawing an extra card. Please grab a Quinjet. Draw Quinjet, draw Quinjet. Unfortunate. So we also did not get to draw our Eson. I'm just going to drop the one here, see what we get. Shang-Chi wouldn't be terrible. Having a 3-cost Shang isn't bad. Or Luna Snow. Okay, so now I think I want to pivot into the Strange Supreme. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pivot Strange into Surge, start eating these rocks. And then I'm gonna snap here as well. Because the Strange is going to kind of go off, even with that negative arrow, I'm going to get the Devil Dinosaur, the Devil Dino down next turn, unless, I mean, even Quinjet off the Spark would be pretty good for the Surge. Use the Strange to kind of start cleaning some stuff up. Okay. And then I'll just let that stay. Maybe not. I guess I can still play something right to pull it up. Hopefully it eats the rock here, right? Oh, okay. Well, we can eat that and get my positive power back. What do I want to do? Okay, so Shang-Chi last turn. This is actually super protected here, so we're going to go there. Did I snap already? Yes, I did. And then the Shang hopefully eats the rock right, and then... I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Okay, perfect. So we get there. So now I've got room to go in right. I just need not too much power, actually. What is this? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we're going to get +2 from the rock. So let's boost up our Coulson. And then we also get to do something else. They've got Prio. So maybe I just, I think I'll do Iron Patriot just to put another card in my hand. And then that should be GG. Yep, that was definitely it. Strange Supreme, fantastic at cleaning up rocks. Devil Dino had what it needed. That Esme grabbing into, I don't even remember what the Esme grabbed, but what did the Esme grab? The Strange? What did Esme? I have no idea what Esme grabbed. I don't know. So overall, both cards are very fun. On the pilots, I ended up actually using Esme more than I did Surge. And while I was live, I was using Surge more than I was using Esme. So kind of both of them serve their own purpose. And the deck itself can go in a couple different ways. I do like the versatility of the deck. I really like kind of the hidden tech of Agent Coulson. And no, the deck itself is super fun. Overall ratings, though, I'm going to give Surge, I think Surge might be the card of the month. I'm gonna give Surge a four stars, a 4 little X-Men out of 5. I think that Surge is super solid, going to be really good into tempo decks and the decks that you want to play multiple cards and give that little extra buff as well. Esme, overall, I'm going to give her a 3.5. I'm not excited about her, but she's not exciting, if that makes sense. I think that she's really good at, you know, kind of getting to those combo pieces, getting to the things you want, and I enjoy just kind of feeding that to my Strange Supreme. Definitely a buff for Strange Supreme. Absolutely a buff for Victoria Hand a couple times on stream. I did manage to grab a copy of Victoria Hand, so they were kind of copying each other, which was super fun. And you can get those high rolls. So if you get the high roll with Esme, you are going to be very, very happy. So if you enjoyed these deck techs and highlights, make sure you snap those like and subscribe buttons so you know every time we drop the new video. Like I said earlier, we are live every single Tuesday playing the new cards and our new community driven draft mode. Absolutely fun, and I hope to see you there. Until next time, happy snapping.